This is happening in Gaza now. Okay, this is Asmongold. We're gonna watch this.
If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank
Jesus fucking Christ. I saw this and I was fucking nervous. I didn't see it. I just saw it on, I think, like X or something like that. Something. I don't fucking use Truth Social. But he did clarify, or at least the source did, saying that from what I saw, he clearly stated that he's not planning on using American troops. You know, they're not going to be in the Gaza Strip. They're not going to have boots on the ground, which I was like, thank fucking God. I don't want another situation with Afghanistan where we have a leadership shift. You know, we're removing Hamas, whether that be eliminating them, killing them, or, you know, they move to a different country, you know, that is willing to accept them, which I guess might be like, you know, I would assume Egypt, but that doesn't seem likely anymore. It'd probably be someone like Iran, which, you know, you have a conflict of interest with America there as well. Like, obviously, if Iran takes them, they're going to keep funding the fucking militias. It's not like they're going to just, you know, set their guns down and retire and live, you know, long lives and type shit. So yeah, man, this shit's fucking progressing quick.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah.
Peace through annihilation. You've seen peace through strength. Now this is stage 2, and that's probably what's going to happen very, very soon.
2 more.
Yeah, and I hope it does happen soon. I'm honestly, because I this needs to be fucking taken care of, and it's whatever fucking happens. I don't want this to get put into the hands of the next president of the United States, because I just, dude, with the way Joe Biden handled the Afghanistan situation, I feel like Trump is the best guy to handle this situation and just have something at least productive for that area in general.
Released by Hamas as the terror group claims it has returned.
Somehow we're still siding with Israel. Yeah, I would say Israel's better than Hamas. That doesn't mean Israel's good. It's like saying your finger getting cut off is better than your hand getting cut off.
Yeah. Yeah, they both have committed fucking, I'd say you could argue that both of them have committed war crimes. You know, you have October 7th, you've got bombing of the hospitals, you've got bombings of highly populated areas. So both of them have done really, really bad things. We could go on and on, but like, yeah, you know, and not just war crimes. You could argue that both have possibly, I would say more Hamas for sure with October 7th, have committed just crimes against humanity, like straight up. But then you have the situations where you have, you know, famine, and they're going after the resources of the Gaza Strip, and, you know, having starvation, going after the water supply, going after, it's just, you could go back and forth, man.
Dead hostages it could find.
Yeah,
Hamas
obviously.
saying they now need special equipment to locate the rest of them.
Jesus.
Israel, for its part, keeping the threat of military action on the table, with the country's defense minister directing the military to plan for the total defeat of Hamas if they do not abide by the peace deal. Former State Department Deputy Special Envoy under President Trump, Eli Kohanim, joins me now. Eli, what a week it has been. And the latest appears to be that Hamas says that they have released all the bodies that they can find. And Israel is saying it is not good enough. And they're threatening military action. They're threatening to restart this war if Hamas does not comply with the rules of the ceasefire.
To be fair, there are people reporting that Hamas leadership, and this would obviously happen. Like, people would obviously say this, right? If you put yourself in them shoes, that they believe the people that are doing these public executions, the masked men, right, are bad actors. They are outlaws. They are Israel compliers or it's just, it's not us, it's them type shit. And okay, whatever. But obviously, it seems like this is kind of a what they're trying to do is send a message to the Gaza Strip, pretty much regaining confidence, taking back what's theirs. And I mean, you got to think about it. They've been outplayed so bad by Israel, and the world has seen how these maneuvers, whether it be the pagers or whatever it might be, they obviously have spies in Hamas, and Hamas doesn't even know what to do. They're fucking they're practically dictators, right? They're voted in like 06 or 07 or some shit like that, and branched off and now are taking over the fucking strip, and they're I don't know, man. This shit's so fucking confusing.
Well, they
man.
have to disarm and leave. That's the problem, is that if they won't disarm and leave, this problem doesn't go away. You have to totally get rid of these people. Like, you can give them safe passage to another country. They can retire there or something like that. But you can't, they can't stay there.
Retired, bro. What?
Like, any world where that leadership and that group is still in Gaza, still in Palestine, that's a war zone, no matter what.
Yeah.
100%. They're never going to stop. Well, I think I've got a feeling they're going to stop.
I don't know if they'll stop on their own will, because honestly, Hamas is tied to obviously a religious act. They're religiously motivated, obviously, and then on top of their identity. So, but man, that scares me, man, because if you do it too quickly, and this is the fucking issue, right? It can go both. You have negative issues with both sides. Like, if you do it too quickly, you eliminate them somehow or ship them out. Which how many people are we talking about? Like 1,000. 10,000, 30,000, 40,000. Like, this is the infrastructure of about 2 million people on the Gaza Strip, or at least it used to be 2 million. I don't know what the body count is right now of actual people that are alive, because obviously that number has gotten deteriorated over time, because obviously they're not able to leave. You know, they're not able to go anywhere because of barricades and stuff like that. Can't even go through fucking Egypt. It's not even fucking just Israel. So yeah.
Let's go from here. Carly, things just go up from here. I want to remind the audience that Hamas is a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization.
Well, of course they
and
are.
so we can expect that they might want to play some games in this process. However, we are in a historic moment because of President Trump's leadership. This coalition of Arab, Muslim, and Israel that he brought together, including European backing. And what we're seeing right now is not just about Gaza. It's about the future of the Middle East, a brand new Middle East, a peace for the ages, as the president has told us. Because this plan, the 20-point plan, what it does is...
You know what's crazy about this whole situation? This could have been just avoided if back in like 1945 or 47 or whenever the fucking British was like, hey, UN, we don't know what to do with this fucking territory. These motherfuckers are beefing like crazy. We got a shit ton of fucking, you know, Arabs, and we got a lot of motherfucking Jews. Like they just beefing. Like, what do we do? And then the UN writes up that fucking plan, and then fucking it was I think Palestine. I think they were technically called Palestine. This shit's so fucking old, man. This is the issue, man. This whole situation, to even understand any of this, you have to go back fucking 60, 70 years. The fucking it is like. It's like watching One Piece. Like, oh my fucking god! Everyone says it's such a great story, but dude, I that's just too much. And I'm not saying this is a great story by any means, but it's just that you gotta know a lot to really understand this. And I haven't talked about this situation. I've watched this situation develop for a very, very long time. I'm hoping personally that we have a conclusion here in the next year or so, because I really, the worst case scenario, this gets into the next president of the United States' hands. Who knows who that could be, right? You could have the fucking governor of California handling this shit, bro. That shit. Oh no.
It lays the groundwork
for full normalization with Israel, and I have no doubt that the.
But yeah, I was just saying, like, if they just would have took I think it was like a difference of like 5% of land or some shit like that back in like 1940 something. They just were like, no, we have more people. This is bad deal. We don't take deal. And now it's like, dude, it's on brink of genocide right now.
The president's team is working on this right now. I want to also point out that the reason we're here is not just peace through strength, but it's peace through victory. And that comes about.
Yeah, you just get rid of, I mean, they're literal fucking terrorists. They kill their own people. Like, it's not even a question.
I wonder if Asmongold would be okay with them being shipped to Iran. You know what I mean? Because from my knowledge, Iran has funded Hamas. That's like the only person I've heard of actually funding Hamas, like in recent years at least, right? And like, I don't know if I would want them to go to Iran. You know what I mean? I don't want like what is the best result possible? You know, where you can have the citizens of Gaza free, and you can remove the war zone aspect, the terror. You know, people in Israel don't have to worry about going to like a fucking music festival and getting abducted by some fucking crazy dude on a fucking paraglider. And just, it's just, this shit is fucking nuts, man. How do we get to this point?
It's not going to work. At least letting them leave part. They're always going to leave embeddings. The only way to get rid of them all is
no, 100%. That's true. Like, they've been fucking radicalized. That, I think that was really the strategic plan for Afghanistan. They were trying to, you know, not like, I don't know how to exactly say it politically correct, but you have to, if you remove all these people, you're going to have some kind of system that's going to be policing them, and they should be policing themselves. But these people are fucking the youth, the people that have been born there at this time, you know, for fucking years, it's been a war zone. And so these people are fucking radicalized. And like, I hate to say it, I have a fucking bias. I live in America, but we are one of the biggest supporters of Israel. And so when you have a population that is radicalized, they're born into war, they are bred into war, and your enemy, that is the reason you're at war, technically, if you're not thinking about your leadership itself, you're thinking about just, you know, who the fuck we're fighting, is Israel. And we're the biggest ally. It's like, I don't fucking know if just eliminating the fucking leadership completely is the best situation possible. I really fucking don't. Like, the only time I can think of like a power gap, you know, a transfer of power where there was like a power vacuum, I guess you could say, is maybe with like Ireland back in the day. And I don't know too much about that subject. Shout out to my people though. Shout out to my people in Ireland. But yeah, I think that's like I don't know of any like vacuums of power, and you have like a leadership's being switched. It's a very messy process that has not been perfected. Usually back in the old days, you just conquered, and that's frowned upon nowadays, right?
to fight them.
And I think that's also a lot of people's worries is like, what happens to Gaza? Is Israel someday going to try to absorb them, or Egypt? And it's just like, ooh.
And they'll fight to the last man. They're not afraid. I think that being willing to fight to the last man feels a lot better when you're not losing like mass amounts of men every day.
Yeah.
Like it sounds good, right? It sounds good. Oh yeah, sure. But whenever they're faced with that, well, you know, that's different.
Because of the brave U.S. military men.
But the religious aspect of it, you have to, like, obviously just the thought of the afterlife and you know, the concept of like, let's just think about like suicide bombers or that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like there's that aspect of glory, of respect, of fighting to your death. That I think a bigger population, especially in like a religious construct, would lean into a lot more. But he is right. At some point, when you are going to lose, people are going to lay down their weapons, and they will rather be, you know, prisoners of war than actually die. But is that everyone? I don't think that's I don't think this is gonna happen remotely soon. Like, what are we talking about? SEAL Team 6? Obviously, we're not talking about like American troops, but like type shit, like with the, you know, going in there, guns blazing, and just kill. Like, come on, man.
Who flew those B-52 bombers and took out Iran's nuclear program, as the president has said.
They're religious fanatics. Everybody is a religious fanatic until they're about to die. And there will be people who will die for their religion.
Yes, exactly.
But there will also be a lot of other people that won't.
Well said. 100%.
And I think it's really surprising how fast complete obliteration makes people rational.
But here's the thing. Our technology, so like, what are you talking about complete obliteration? Like, strategically, how do you How would you pull off a maneuver like that, right? Because complete obliteration, like even if you think about like the Iran situation, where people are like, oh, we completely obliterated their nuclear program, No, we fucking didn't. Like we delayed it. We kicked the can down the road, and if they fuck around, guess what? We can just fucking do it again and keep kicking that fucking can down the road. But we didn't completely obliterate their fucking nuclear program, right? And that's the issue with this. It's like, I don't want us to keep kicking the fucking can down the road, because we could have a situation later on like Afghanistan, and it's just, we need to figure out a fucking plan and actually like commit to it and have it done before Trump's out of office. Like, and I know there's memes about him running for the fucking third term or fourth term or whatever you want to call it. Nah, dude, we got to get this shit done now.
I'm not saying all of them, but I think a lot of them, it becomes very, very evident what's going to happen. And Trump already did this before with the Taliban. He said, if you do this, I'm going to blow up your family and kill you.
Yep.
And then nothing happened.
Yep.
Problem solved.
I believe he took a picture of their house or something like that and sent it to them, or some crazy fucking oil farm and shit, bro.
So this entire idea that you can't negotiate and you can't reason with these people, that's because you're not using the language that they're listening to.
Yeah, you got to use big boy words with big sticks.
Taking out Iran's nuclear program, their military infrastructure, that also paved the way for us to be at the moment that we are right now, which is peace after 2 years of war and fighting, which began under Joe Biden's feckless presidency.
It was a remarkable night over the summer, Operation Midnight Hammer, and without that
Midnight Hammer.
And imagine making that decision as the commander-in-chief to go ahead and do that, not knowing if it was going to work or what was going to happen when they were flying those B-2 bombers over Iranian territory. But if not for that, where would these hostages be? But when it comes to Gaza itself, Ellie, Defense Minister Israel Katz has ordered the IDF to ready a plan to continue fighting if Hamas does not release the rest of the...
Says, you don't get it? They've been bombing them for 2 years. Trump can't do anything. Everyone knows it except you.
Trump can't do everything. What?
That's crazy you think that. That's wow.
I mean, to be fair, they have been at war for a very fucking long time. The easiest way to fix this shit... Oh, I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to say... I'm not saying that.
Man, you have no idea. Wow.
Bodies. He says if Hamas refuses to implement the agreement, Israel, in coordination with the U.S., will return to fighting and act to achieve the complete defeat of Hamas, change the reality in Gaza, and attain all the objectives of the war. So that appears to be like there is a real possibility that this war could pick back up again. Do you anticipate that happening?
Highly unlikely.
Carter, it's part of the plan from the outside.
Brother, they are right now... There, because of the treaty, there's that Israel has pushed back into Israel a little bit, right? And you have this power vacuum on the outskirts, bro. They're going after other like gang members or terrorist organizations or rising powers, as it might be. You know what I mean? They're not just beefing with Israel. This shit can escalate easily, and what we're talking about right now, like. I'm just confused what he think what a quick, clean, obviously he didn't say quick or clean, but what he's talking about, complete demolition, right? Complete destruction. Like, what does that even look like? Just bombing the fuck out of everybody? Like, there's a lot of innocent, that you're going to be killing innocent people that are in the Gaza Strip. And that's a war against humanity. Like, that's a war crime, you know what I mean? Like, just Israel bombing the hospitals and shit like that makes people think about fucking, like, is this a war crime? Like, this has been a conversation. So
there will probably
I might be missing something. I don't know. Let me know if I am.
But it will not be like a war. It'll probably be like a very short-lived thing where there's probably some sort of flare-up and there is a resistance and they're going to get fucking annihilated and then it's going to be over. That's probably what's going to happen. There will probably be one more big event.
I don't know. I feel like we might get a couple more waves if this shit persists like it's been going. Because it's kind of how it's been going in general, without the obviously the peace deal type shit.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's more
that
realistic.
Hamas must disarm. And we heard President Trump say that yesterday.
That's what, if I had to
Three,
guess.
What if
4,
Hamas
5,
refuses?
6,
and he said, oh, yes,
7.
they will disarm. And if they don't disarm willingly, we're going to, in essence, he said, we're going to disarm them. So we know that in the region, everybody knows that when President Trump speaks, he says what he means and he means what he says. And so I expect that Hamas will be forced to comply, whether it's going to happen through the pressure of Qatar, Egypt, and our other allies, Turkey in the region, who, again, the president, through just his sheer force of personality, has brought this coalition together to put the diplomatic pressure on.
I don't think it's force of personality, by the way. It is the force of immediate, imminent destruction. That's it. To stop them killing their own people, just restart a war to kill everybody. It sounds so stupid, not going to lie. I mean, you can't have a terrorist group that's that's running the place, right? I mean, you can't have a terrorist group running the place. Like, so unless that is at the end of the day, that can't happen. So if they're there, anything is on the table.
What do you think? Like, why? What's going to replace it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just gonna be another fucking terrorist group, because it's gonna be whoever has the biggest stick. And unfortunately, in this situation, it's, you know, funded militias. And it's like,
until they,
like this guy says, empower the citizens, bro. That is ideal. That's what I fucking want as well. Like, empower the fucking citizens, let them do what they want and how they want to run things. But at the end of the day, it's like these citizens are going, a lot of them are, they probably work with Hamas. Obviously, Hamas is like running the show. So like, they're going to be working with Hamas. They're going to be obeying Hamas. They don't want to get publicly, you know, executed for supposedly maybe supporting Israel or whatever it might be. You know, it's like, and so these people already have that in the back of their mind, a lot of them. And I know I'm fucking just overall, you know, putting people into like bubbles and stuff like that. I'm not trying to simplify things by any means. There's so much fucking nuance. But it's like these people have been radicalized by war. What do you think? What do you think they're gonna be prone to do? You know, militias are a very, very powerful mechanism. People of war. I can imagine men in general that live through times of war. They are the aspect of me going to war for my people and protecting my people is a lot more important, and you're probably a lot more prone to do so versus, you know, like an American or something like that. And so you're going to have militaristic powers that just rise from the ashes naturally. I just think that's kind of a predictable aspect.
They leave. If they want the war to stop, they can leave. Disarm and leave. They were already granted the ability to do it without dying.
Here's the thing. They don't want to leave. They want to be in charge. They want to stay in charge in the Gaza Strip. Obviously.
That's pretty good.
But if that's not going to work, the military option has always been on the table. I wouldn't look at it as a return to war. I would look at it as carrying out this plan, which has always demanded that Hamas...
I look at it like they got put into checkmate with the... and that's why they agreed to the terms with Israel, right? And so you fuck around, you find out, and we didn't kick your last piece off the board, but now we have to. How do you do that? And I think it's going to be fucking messy. I think you're going to have squads, boots on ground, and you're going to have to invade Gaza. Just straight up. I think that's what's going to happen. What needs to happen. Worst case scenario, they're using bombs and they're bombing the living shit out of Gaza, and a lot of civilians fucking die. And then, I mean, at that point, who's left that is happy that you have freed them? Well, everyone else around them that they love is dead. Like, you know what I mean? It's just,
must disarm. And again, this coalition is in agreement on one thing, which is that Hamas has no
just send ice. Jesus.
future in Gaza.
That's right. Well, there are going to be 20 families in Israel who are going to have
It's not gonna happen.
wonderful weekend ahead. Come
His chat
Friday,
crazy.
Saturday, Sunday.
The biggest difference now is that everybody in the Middle East is in agreement on what happens next with Hamas. Exactly.
Sorry, you can't see this
Yeah,
chat.
they don't have any
I just
allies.
realized.
I think that they were relying on, I think primarily Iran, and then Trump nuked the fuck
100%.
out of Iran. And people say, oh, well, it didn't affect Iran. Iran is fine.
No, Iran's not fucking fine. That's why they fucking stopped talking all that shit on fucking social media. They're obviously recalibrating, and they're trying to gather all the pieces. It's like you knock a puzzle off the fucking table, and the puzzle to begin with didn't have a lot of the fucking pieces. You probably weren't gonna fucking be able to finish the puzzle in the first place. But now you don't even know where to fucking start.
Iran was fine, then why did they stop shooting missiles at Israel after they got basically all of their nuclear facilities annihilated?
True.
Why?
True. It wasn't completely annihilated like a lot of people want to say, but like, yes, huge setback for Iran.
Is it that?
And we could just do it again, honestly.
As soon as this happened, all of the aggressive language instantly stopped. The bombing stopped. The missiles stopped. Everything stopped. Well, it's because it's because they knew what was going to happen if they kept doing it. See, people like you never listen to what people like this say. You listen to what they do.
Because of what took place.
Yeah, and I want to just point
Very
out,
true.
Carly,
Actions speak
that the last
louder than
remaining
words.
female hostage body in Bahrain was returned, and her family has issued a statement that they can finally put her to rest.
Yeah.
So we're,
She was killed at the Nova Music Festival.
Exactly.
That's bad.
That's
earlier.
crazy,
so much
man.
gratefulness to the president
Ellie,
for all
thank
of
you
it.
for remembering her and for talking to us this morning. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Yeah, I think that's basically what's happened. Is that they put themselves in a position.
Brian, kill me.
And I mean,
Jesus.
He just say kill whatever.
And Birmingham police banning Mel Tel Aviv supporters for attending their own game. No, I haven't seen that at all. I have no idea. And yeah, I have no clue whatsoever. And Iran also has a huge issue of having zero water in reserve. Most of it's in territories and cities around the edge of collapse. Maybe you're right. I mean, like, in my opinion,
That's fucking sad because a lot of like back before like the Shah was removed in Iran, like a lot of like we helped a lot with our hydraulics on Iran. Like my grandpa worked on the hydraulics in Iran. He's very, very successful. Was very successful with overall engineering for hydraulics and water reserves and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you put yourself in that fucking boat, man. That fucking sucks.
I think that Iran launched more missiles literally days after the American strike. Sure, right? Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, I'm sure they launched a few of them to save face and to act like that.
100% they
let's
did.
be honest, they pretty much stopped shooting missiles at Israel, right? Maybe it's like a tiny fraction of what it was, if anything. Like, again, I think that you're coping. You're coping. The reality is that whenever you are a massive superpower that has nuclear capabilities and you can just completely obliterate your opponent, you don't have to negotiate in the same way that other people do.
I'm assuming he's talking about America in general. Because is it confirmed that Israel has nukes? I assume they do. But I think that's that's kind of a gray area, a touchy subject for some people. But you can't use nukes. You use nukes, everyone's gonna go after you. You're fucking over. Like that's pretty much it. That's wraps. So I think when people talk about like strategy and war, like yeah, if it's like a live or die situation, but America at the end of the day, this is not a live or die situation for the American people. So yeah, I don't think nukes will be involved at all. Obviously.
You don't have to come to the table for certain things. They have to listen to you. It's not a negotiation.
And here's the thing, I think they also know that they can't use nukes. So obviously just because we don't use nukes doesn't mean we don't have the fucking biggest stick, obviously. So what he's saying is correct.
You're just telling them what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, either this can happen or the other thing can happen. It's up to them. So it's that simple. Might makes right. It really does. And it really does. And people forget about this because I think that they spend a lot of time on Reddit or other things like that. But the reality is that whenever you have enough power, you can do anything that you want.
Yeah, whoever has the biggest stick gets to choose what they want to do.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
You can do anything that you want if you have enough power and the ability to exert that power. Even if it is absolutely horrible. Think about the worst possible thing that you can ever imagine. Get enough people together and you can do it.
Jesus Christ.
If people can't stop you, then you can do anything you want. Because you have the cards. Yeah, exactly. So morality doesn't matter? No.
It does on a world scale. When you're talking about an individual country or state or whatever it might be, yes. But then you have to also think about those decisions of the ramifications of what's going to happen next. Because like when he says that, I think of obviously like the takeover of Germany back in 19 whatever it was, like 20 or something like that, with obviously the Nazi Party, right? But then on a world scale, on a morality scale, on an ethical scale, people started to pay attention and they started like talking and well, they fucked around a little bit too much and they found out. So no, I do think he's wrong on on a grand scale.
It doesn't.
But if Germany had also, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pause it. I'm pausing the fuck out of this guy. If Germany had the biggest stick and that stick was enough to take out the whole entire world, well, this what he's saying would apply. But they unfortunately, fortunately, sorry, fuck those guys. In that time period, I have no quarrels with anybody in Germany now, right? We hear about the history, I don't know how many times I fucking heard this from a fucking football coach in middle school and high school and shit like that, right? Those are the bad guys, obviously. And fortunately for the rest of the world, they didn't have that type of power. They were able to be taken down by the world.
If you open up a history book, you will immediately see that.
Exactly.
Every single page of that book will prove you wrong. And the pages that you're confused about, I wonder who wrote them.
Probably the losers. Yeah. It's interesting. Now we live in a world where the losers and the winners write history. Because everyone says the winners write history, right? But now we live in a world where there is this... just history in general is not necessary. You conquer and all that kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore in such, plain sight.
You're not thinking of it's Reddit morality, Reddit thinking, Reddit logic. Yeah, there's total logic. You present two options, no gray area. Yeah, and so that's it. And 300k people in like an hour is pretty bad. When we dropped the big ones and only took 9 dudes. Yeah, I mean that was it. And winners write history, exactly.
9 dudes.
And Reddit retard logic, I know. And morality is a convenience. Yes, exactly. Morality is a convenience, and it makes things easier to get the.
It makes things very fucking complex as well. Very, very complex, because there's be a very easy situation or solution with this situation, and morality is one of the biggest reasons why this situation and a lot of these situations haven't been handled yet.
Population behind, but it's certainly not necessary, and that's it. And so that's really what that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. You heard Mexican cartels are going to Ukraine war to learn drone warfare. Well,
Jesus,
good luck.
Fuck?
I'd say that's a pretty good place to learn. It seems like Ukraine knows how to do it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean it seems like a loophole when you have a military power. Drones might be an advantage, or at least a way for people to strategically get an upper hand. Right now, that might be changing here soon. But yeah, phenomenal video. Let's look at the comment section. I like Asmongold. He makes some really, really good content. I differ on some of his opinions, but for the most part, I think he's got everything aligned pretty well. The only one shocked is Hassan's dog. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. We already talked about that situation. Oof. Turned into Mace Windu, bro. Who would have thought Hamas would kill more people? Oh, shocker. Shout out to Texas, baby. Just a Texan. I like that name, baby. Shocker, a terrorist organization doesn't give a shit about peace treaties. I don't even think it's really about that. I could see a situation where Hamas they have been pretty much defeated, and the people might be questioning how long they'll be around for, you know what I mean? And so their just leadership and presence in general might be in question with a lot of the regular citizens in the Gaza Strip. And so, I mean, when your rule, is questioned, they need to make sure they give you an answer for that question and clear things up. So, public execution, sending a message to your population type shit, it's kind of predictable. And yes, a terrorist organization killing their own people is, yeah. Life lesson 1462. You can't reason with the unreasonable people. That one went over my fucking head. Everybody has a plan until the sky starts losing pixels. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the Gaza situation. I'm hoping for the best situation possible for the people that live there, because there's a lot of people that unfortunately just were dealt a shitty hand of life when they were born, just because of the location, being born in that fucking Jesus Christ, I can't even fucking imagine. And I think a lot of those people are going to be prone to be radicalized. I think even with all the effort we did with Afghanistan, what happened when we left Afghanistan? You know what I mean? It's like a tale that just keeps repeating in history. I think like Rare's tale is where you have a transfer of power and there's a power vacuum and it's done efficiently, and the people prosper. From a result of transferring that power. Usually it's just whoever has the biggest stick in that area rises to the top, or you have a situation where someone has a big stick and is like a third party, like America was in Afghanistan, and they're overseeing the progress of the country in the people, and trying to culturalize them and give them more rights and all that kind of stuff, and help them out, modernize, and stuff I wish a lot of the world would do. I love America. I love our freedom of speech. I love our freedoms in general, and I look around the world, and the more I do research on stuff like this or whatever it might be, it's so sad how still in 2025 we have slavery all over the world. We still have people that don't have fucking rights all over the world, and it's just, and I get it, there's certain cultures that are tend to lean a certain way and stuff like that, but like some of this shit is just fucking, it should be universal despicable behavior, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, comment down below with your thoughts on this whole situation. If you differ with me on anything, if you agree with me, if you have like a great idea, like maybe I'm not thinking hard enough about this situation, I don't know. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just a guy shooting the shit. I like talking about this stuff because honestly, it's good to be educated about this kind of stuff. It sucks to pay attention to a lot of this stuff because at the end of the day, it's usually doom or gloom shit, but sometimes you get a fucking peace deal that you didn't see coming, and then sometimes it gets violated. Shocker. Yeah, so comment down below, like the video, help push it out to more people because I am a small creator. Shout out to Asmongold. If you don't know him, go give him a like on his video, go comment down below on his, just go watch his video, go interact with it, go give it some love, go watch his other stuff if you want. And yeah, man, hit the sub button. Let's get the 10K, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My name is Trizashi, and deuces, I guess.